everybody, this is Alex Kelly back here with another episode of the Furloughed Film Talks podcast, joined as always with my brother Ryan.
Hey everybody.
Remember to subscribe, rate, review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this. That greatly helps us as we continue to get you guys all the movie news, reviews, TV show info, entertainment news, whatever the hell you guys are interested in hearing, let us know. We are doing a lot more polls now on Instagram. Get your guys.
Did one poll.
We've done two now.
We did two.
I did another one today, so we're going to start doing those daily to get your input on what you are thinking about what's going on. So that's Instagram at Furloughed Film Talks. So we'll be doing that more. So make sure to hit follow there and partake in the quizzes and polls so that we can get more info about what everybody is thinking. But today we are going to talk about the Marvel Phase 4 trailer that popped up yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
I'm going to say yesterday.
Yesterday, cool. And then some news about...
No.
Was it Monday?
I think it was Monday.
Yeah, let's go with Monday.
Pretty sure it was Monday.
As well as news about the TV show that's going to be on Disney Plus, Loki. Some news dropped about that today, so we will jump into all MCU news here in a minute. After that, we will drop into the first photos of House of the Dragon, the HBO Max spinoff of Game of Thrones. Is it a prequel, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get into that here in a little bit, and then we will finish it off with a review of Amazon Prime's Without Remorse, starring Michael B. Jordan. It was originally a book by Tom Clancy.
Yes.
So we will check all that out today, Ryan. But first, we gotta talk about what yesterday was. There was two things that happened yesterday. What was going on yesterday, Ryan?
Yesterday was May 4th, so of course it was
Star Wars Day.
Star Wars Day.
May the 4th
be with you. So clever.
I love it.
Yeah. And it was our 1 year anniversary.
We're 1 year old, bitches. We have been here for a full year.
1 year anniversary of our podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not 1 year old each other, so.
We're right, or like we've known each other for much longer than a year. It's not like our 1 year anniversary of brotherhood or anything.
I guess like our yearly anniversary of us meeting each other would be my birthday, right? That's what we should just call it from now on. Not my birthday, just like our anniversary of meeting.
Our brotherly anniversary.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be like a couple days after you were born.
Well, that's not as fun, Ryan.
Well.
Do we have to give each other presents then, like 2 days later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to get a present for your birthday.
Okay. Cool.
We have to do it for Ruxin's birthday too.
Nah.
Okay.
No, because like that's gonna be super hard to track down. Because like he didn't come home from the hospital for like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but we went and saw
put
him.
His business out in the fucking.
There was a picture of when like we first met, or first like went to the hospital. So
look at the timestamp on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We'll have this be a thing.
That we should invent that.
Yeah.
We should also extend it to Eskimo Brothers.
No.
No. It'd be the date that the second one fucked the...
Oh my god. This is going off the rails. But we are really thankful for everybody who has listened to the show, everybody who has come on the show, all of our friends and family who have listened, like Christy, Amanda, Caleb, Emily for sure, Garrett, I think Dakota. We obviously went to Oregon with me.
Yep. Tony's listened to at least a couple
Tony's
times.
listened. Kevin Halen, who is on 105.3 The Fan, he came on. He's been a badass. Lots of people. Vinny, who has chimed in a ton.
Yes.
So lots of
loyal follower.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great friends and family who have taken the time to listen to us. Mom has listened.
As of late, yeah.
Yes, Ruxton. So we are very thankful for everybody who has checked this show out. We've got a lot of really, really cool stuff coming up, especially this summer. So we will be finalizing some of that very soon. We can release it to the masses.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ryan remembers now.
I know you had been talking about it, but I didn't. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yeah. It
cool.
is somewhere in Oklahoma.
See.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, yesterday was Star Wars Day. We put up a poll and it was like, what should we talk about? And it was like all the Star Wars or Baby Yoda, and it was overwhelmingly all the Star Wars.
Yeah, it was a very confusing
I don't know. I was just trying to be playful and fun and see who would actually respond to it.
You went for it.
Hey, we had quite a few people respond to it. So
it was like,
very
fuck
thankful.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, literally, fuck him and his stupid ass. Like, but like all the, I'm not going to get into that.
All the Star Wars includes Baby Yoda, so of course you would select.
So technically, they're saying also Baby Yoda.
Yes.
In a way.
I feel like it might have been a poorly constructed.
You know what, Ryan?
Just saying.
Shut the fuck up. Real fast. Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Who's my favorite Star Wars character?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I don't know.
I got asked this yesterday by somebody, and I like gave out a really random answer.
Really? What was your answer?
I said IG-11.
Bitch, really?
Yeah, Taika Waititi. He's kind of crazy.
He was in Han Solo, right?
No, Mandalorian.
Oh, okay. I think maybe Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren's a good one. He's kind of a bitch.
Well.
Yeah. To each their own, I guess.
He's also a badass. Like the first scene of The Force Awakens, he just fucking stops the laser beam.
I like how my analysis is. He's a bitch.
He's not really a bitch. I mean,
he's kind of a bitch.
He came into his own.
Yeah, to be.
He's a cranky bitch.
Yes,
he's a very cranky bitch.
He's like a Karen. So, but it feels like not hypocritical. It feels very like common's not the right word, but like to say like, oh, Luke Skywalker's my favorite character, or like Chewbacca is my favorite character.
Yeah, you can't
or,
do
like,
that.
Or like, you know, it's such a big like IP that like saying any of like the ones that like everybody knows, it's like.
IG-11's a good one.
So like going hipster, it's like IG-11 that like nobody's fucking heard of. So
that's good. What was the character Taika Waititi played in Thor?
Oh, Krog,
something like that.
Taika Waititi character in Thor. Korg. I was flip those letters.
I'm just gonna tell everyone Korg's my favorite Star Wars character.
They would not know the difference.
No,
that would be amazing. So
know.
Please do that from now on. I think we have Vinny in the chat. Like I said,
what's up, Vinny? Got it right here for us.
Awesome. So thank you, Vinny, for hopping in. We were saying thank you for the 1 year anniversary of this show. We're going to have a lot of great stuff. But yeah, Star Wars Day. Today is Revenge of the 5th. May 5th, Revenge of the 5th.
Stretching it way too
Revenge
far.
of the 5th.
It's really a stretch, dude.
Yeah, and then tomorrow...
You did Star Wars trivia last night.
I did!
What place did you come in?
We got in 3rd.
And your team name was?
Blue Titty Milk will give you X-Wings.
Yeah.
We were very happy with that name.
Again,
more happy...
Something that makes no fucking sense, but...
Whatever. We were even more happy because we didn't think it was going to get, like, past their, like, censor thing. Yeah, which it did, and then it was scrolling. So we were worried, like, there were so many teams that they had to, like, scroll through all the teams. We were worried that, like, they would scroll by ours really fast. Well, joke's on them. We were top 3 the entire night, and they had to leave it at the top of the thing for the entire night.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's pretty...
Go us.
It's pretty hilarious.
But no, it was a good time. Star Wars is always great. There hasn't been a lot of Star Wars news lately. Which is
Bad Batch came out yesterday.
We should watch that.
We should really watch that. Yeah.
The episodes are long as shit, though.
Are they?
I think the first episode was like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean they always make those like animated things. Fucking.
Yeah, like Invincible was like 40 minutes long.
Really?
Which?
Well, I meant like the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like Rebel series, like it wasn't each season like 30 episodes or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how long they get.
Probably talking on my ass, but.
I know they're super long. But. As more Star Wars news comes out and as we get more info about all the Disney Plus shows, different movies and trilogies and stuff like that, we will definitely bringing all of that info to you. So make sure to subscribe to either this YouTube channel or to our Apple Podcast page. And now it's not subscribe anymore on Apple Podcasts.
What is it?
Follow.
Oh, okay.
Follow the podcast.
I think it's subscribe on Spotify though, right?
Yes. So yeah, like they all use different terminology because all the podcasting stuff is changing on Apple and Spotify right now, which we will be hopefully taking advantage of soon. Maybe, kind of. Who knows?
We'll see. Yeah.
But Ryan, what came out today about one of the Marvel TV shows that is coming to Disney Plus?
So Loki did a little
vid,
little like bait and switch and switched it up to releasing on Wednesday now, which I really love. Which is like very much like in character for the character of Loki, where you know status quo is released on Friday, but you know Loki's a new little trickster.
Yeah, it's great writing. It's great like creative.
Very good marketing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Loki is going to be now premiering June 9th instead of June 11th.
Mm-hmm.
It will be releasing every Wednesday now. And like Ryan said that, you know, we've had 2 Disney Plus shows now, Marvel's WandaVision and Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Falcon and
the fuck was that?
I don't know. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Even Max was like, oh my god, man.
He's like, don't ever do that again. We're both released every Friday. This will now be on every Wednesday.
Yeah.
I saw somebody on Twitter who basically said, like, cool marketing thing, but also this is definitely so that they can set up 2 MCU shows being released every week.
Oh, yeah.
In the future. So
at some point, it'll like inevitably come to that where they're going to have probably when they'll have Hawkeye and the animated thing coming out in the same.
Oh, Hawkeye and like What If?
Yeah, because that's gonna like cross or
that'll overlap
a little bit, I think. So
yeah, we haven't gotten really anything about Hawkeye, just like set photos.
I mean, there's been a ton of like set photos, but yeah, we haven't seen any official trailers, which I'm not surprised. Like they're gonna try and keep the focus on Loki. Like the next thing coming out, which is Loki and Black Widow.
Yeah.
So.
And then,
I mean, you got
Hawkeye supposed to be
2 titles coming out there, so
Hawkeye release date 2021.
It's got to be like September-ish.
Yeah, they don't have a specific release date for it yet, but yeah, it's almost got to be like August, September time.
We'll probably see something like at oh no, we won't, because Comic-Con's not in the middle of summer anymore, is it?
But yeah, Loki, like, it's super cool. It's 2 days. It's not that big of a deal, but
well, and it's also nice that like, well, I don't know. At least for us, we'll be able to watch it like because it's kind of sometimes it's hard to like sit down like find time on a Friday to like watch the show, right? So watching on Wednesday or Thursday would be pretty nice.
It would be very nice, and also because like, I think it's right in the middle of the week. It's kind of like a nice almost palate cleanser type of thing where it's like, hey, this week has been a drag. Like, here's something really cool to kind of like sit down and chill and be able to like engage with. So that I'm really excited about, and it's obviously Falcon and the Winter Soldier was really good. The ending made it better, but like it wasn't as kind of crazy and out there as WandaVision was.
Right.
And we've said this before. Like Loki looks fucking nuts. Like it looks like it's going to be way out there.
Yeah, I mean Loki's gonna do Loki things and just kind of be
in a very big trickster.
See,
yes.
Especially with fucking Owen Wilson. I'm like almost more excited to see Owen Wilson as a Marvel character over just like having Loki back in the fold.
Yeah, it's very much like getting new characters in and seeing like what they can do. Like and almost a new like organization being
new
introduced.
Organization, completely new world.
Yeah.
And, like
different like offshoots of reality. Like it's gonna be badass.
It's fucking so really cool.
So so that's coming out June 9th. But then also on Monday they released the first, or it's really not really first. It was the Marvel Phase 4 trailer getting people hyped up to come back into theaters, and the biggest.
This is a fucking heart wrencher, dude. Because you have to preface this with they had the first half of the trailer narrated by Stan Lee.
Yeah, so the first half is him narrating, like, you know,
it's obviously from some interview or from some speech.
Yeah,
where he's talking about like the majesty and lore of Marvel and how amazing it is.
When talking about like it's a family and like it's now a universe and like
it brings people together.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be kind of like not only just about like MCU but like also about the movie going experience where it's like people come together and can engage and like kind of check out for a little bit.
It's kind of like a welcome back to cinema type
deal
thing.
Yeah, which like works perfectly. And I don't think I sent it to you because like I didn't know how you'd feel about it, but the Fast and Furious 9 did a trailer like that. And it has Vin Diesel talking at the very beginning of it, where he's like, movies are where we go to escape, and like it's where anything can happen type of deal. And I'm not a huge Vin Diesel fan, but his speech gave me chills.
Yeah, I mean it's obvious that the studios are gonna have to work really, really, really hard to get people into the cinemas over the next like 6 months or so. Like I saw someone post a question on Twitter that was like, you know, if you had the chance to like go see a movie in the theaters and you could guarantee that everyone in the theaters was vaccinated,
certifiably vaccinated.
Yeah,
or something,
would you be willing to go? And like almost half the people were like no, for some reason. Like they were like, you know, the vaccine isn't like an absolute guarantee for me getting sick, or it's like, you know, it only guarantees that I'm not going to die or like be hospitalized. It doesn't guarantee me against getting like the actual virus. So like a lot of people are like still of the mindset. Dude, like
it's 96% effective. Like
unless you get the Johnson & Johnson, where it's like,
yeah,
you know, 70-75%.
But like still, go get the Pfizer or the Moderna, and it's 96 to like 98% effective, and like that's way higher than like any other vaccine really out there.
Yeah, I mean that's like in this context, it's kind of beside the point. Like the real point is, you know, studios and actors and whatnot are gonna really have to work hard to like convince people that it's safe and it's worthwhile.
That's what you're getting at. Yeah.
You know, because I think a lot of people are still, and I don't blame them. Like people that live in like California or like these places where the mayors and the governors are like still
like on them,
still like, you know, using this fear porn basically to say like, no, it's not fucking safe at all. Like, but don't look at Texas where they're completely open and their cases are at like the lowest point they've ever been. But
yeah, I haven't heard anything about the numbers.
Well, I mean, you haven't heard that they're
everything
high, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, all we're hearing right now is that India is like a hellscape. That's all that's like in the news about COVID right now.
Right, and like they didn't get any vaccines. So.
Yeah, which that's a whole other conversation about like how the vaccines are being doled out right now in that whole process. But
well, the countries that like actually invented them get them first.
Yeah,
so
trust me, I know. But that was like the first part of the trailer where it's Stan Lee talking about like going back to the movies and kind of recapping. And in the clips that were shown, we're kind of recapping what happened in the first 3 phases of the MCU, and then culminates with the scene where Cap is about to take on the entire like Thanos army by himself, and then everybody like starts popping up, and people are like losing their.
Oh yeah, like it was actually a like
fan shot
from inside the theater on the night of the premiere of Endgame.
Oh, it's just so much fun.
But just gives you a rager.
Yes. Then it goes into what is going to be Phase 4, which we get some clips from Black Widow, which we've already kind of seen most of those clips, so nothing really new in there. And then buy some more Shang-Chi clips, which is going to be after Black Widow.
Yeah.
But then by far the thing that was the most anticipated footage that people were hoping was going to get a full trailer, but we got just about probably 5 to 10 seconds of clips in this.
Yeah.
Was the Eternals. We had our
holy fuck, man.
They had the first footage in this little sizzle reel, and like Ryan just said, holy fuck.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Like, Chloe Zhao, who directed Nomadland, has brought her what Kevin Feige called signature style to this movie, which like a lot of people are joking around saying like,
it's basically it's just like normal scenes just shot at the golden hour. Like
just like
that's all it really is.
But like shot outside, not on a set stage somewhere.
Right.
And that's what everybody was joking about. He was like, wow, we go outside and it's like, holy shit.
Wow, that looks amazing.
But like what it looks like she has done with this movie, it looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And like, even though you know what the cast is with like Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Angelina Jolie, some other people I'm totally forgetting right now. Even though you know that that's the cast, like going in, like seeing them on screen and seeing them all together, it's like, Jesus Christ, this cast is stacked.
Yeah.
Like Angelina, and it's kind of like, how do you feel about Angelina Jolie being in the MCU?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, well, no, are you excited? I'm not saying like,
am I excited about it?
Yeah, like, are you excited? Like, I'm not saying like, did you not want her in there? It's like, what are your thoughts? Like,
no, again, like I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not terribly excited.
Yeah, it's kind of like interesting.
I don't know. She's been saying some bad shit about my man Brad Pitt. So like,
What the fuck has she been saying? I don't want to get into like gossip. God damn it.
it was just like that she's accusing him of like being abusive or some shit, which I don't know.
What
could happen? Who knows? But,
Jesus. Anywho, steering right away from that.
Yeah. I could care less.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Very excited.
Very
excited.
excited.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been very excited about Richard Madden. He's the guy from Game of Thrones, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
He's gonna be in it, and then Jon Snow's gonna be in another movie, so like it's gonna be badass.
What's
Kit Harington?
Yeah. What's he gonna be in?
He might actually be in this as well.
No. Wasn't he gonna be? Didn't he get cast as like in Star Wars or something?
No, he got. He's gonna be in the Eternals.
Kit Harington and Richard Madden are gonna be in the Eternals.
He's playing a character called Black Knight.
That's right. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude! I can't, this movie's gonna be sick.
This movie's
I don't
ridiculous.
know a goddamn thing about it. Like I have no.
We
idea
know nothing about the Eternals.
I have no idea what's gonna happen with this fucking movie. I know nothing about the Eternals.
I kind of feel like that's how you should go into it, though. Like I've always been the kind of guy where it's like I'm gonna look into like everything on like what this comic series is, or like try to read some of it. It's like this. I kind of just want to go in like
blind,
not knowing really shit.
Yeah, it's actually so a long time ago. Like, well, for most of the time, I would have been like, no, I want to like research everything and like really dive deep into it, and then like go see it. But I have to say, like I've been watching Shadow and Bone, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, and that's like a incredibly popular book series.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't read
Yeah.
anything up about it. All I knew was like the trailers that Netflix put out, and I just watched that. Fucking amazing. So
that's what I did with Invincible. I had zero idea what the hell Invincible was about. Knew none of the characters. Just watched it and was like.
So I've been like really purposeful not to look up anything about the Eternals. Like I've asked you, kind of, like we've talked about it on the show. Like you give a basic outline of what, of just how they played into the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far. But like I don't know anything other
Past
than
that, I have absolutely no idea.
They were like tangentially mentioned in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Supposedly, like the Celestials were the ones that were referenced in that, and like either the Eternals create the Celestials or the Celestials create the Eternals, and so it's like this weird like interconnected like mystical bullshit that like I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to like make sense of it until they explain it in the movie.
Right.
Cool.
It's gonna be interesting how much they explain in the trailer.
I bet like the first one there's not gonna be, because it'll be the teaser, and then like, the second one they'll kind of go into like conflict. Like I don't think they'll try to explain it.
Well, you have to give like a little taste of like who these people are, why you should care. Like you have to do something.
You gotta feed the bird a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just like a little smidgen you gotta give to the audience.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep going with that one, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. But the other two big pieces of news that were announced in this sizzle reel were not clips of any sort. They were titles.
Yeah.
We got 2 new titles for movies that we were waiting on. The first one is going to be the sequel to...
Wait, before you say this, I fucking love how Marvel literally off of what? Off of 4 fucking words, right?
Oh, yeah.
Off of 4 words on 2 titles, there have probably been like years and years of content put out, and
oh my god,
and like endless articles written. All Marvel has to do is put out like 4 fucking words, and people will like
just lose their minds
and then speculate for days about it.
Oh, dude, no. I literally saw a freaking article. I think it was from comicbook.com, where it was like the text or like the coloring that they used for the Black Panther title means that Doctor Doom is going to play a huge part in the movie. It's like, you guys are reading way too into this.
Such a stretch. The one I saw was about the other announcement where
Captain
they were
Marvel too.
Yeah, where they were like, "These are all the characters they could be like, hinting at."
Dude. So what Ryan is talking, okay, like all they did was like put out title cards for these movies, and people lost their minds. Which maybe that's like the height of MCU, but the first one is Black Panther. 2 will now be called Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Which I love that title. I think that's a really, really cool thing, because that became kind of rallying cry whenever Black Panther was really big, and obviously with Chadwick Boseman passing away, who played back Black Panther, it's a homage to him in the title that will be cemented forever. So I thought that was like a really cool thing for them to do.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Captain Marvel 2 will now be known as the Marvels.
Marvels,
whatever. It was Captain Marvel, the first one. So like, why would this one be
British.
Marvel?
I don't know. I thought it was.
No, it was Captain Marvel.
Okay, no. It was the name was Captain Marvel, but like when they said it in the movie, they always said Marvels, didn't they?
I'm pretty sure they didn't, but we'll check on that, Ryan.
Okay.
The character that Jude Law played was Marvel.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I'm going with the Marvels.
All right, well, I'm saying Marvels. Anyways, the Marvels is the name
You're
of Captain Marvel 2.
It's such a fucking cheap ass name too. I hate how Marvel created a character named Captain Marvel. Fucking DC doesn't have Captain DC.
They might actually. They had a character named Captain Marvel.
DC, Detective Comics is Batman. Batman is the detective of Detective Comics.
You know that DC had a Captain Marvel character too.
Yeah, but it was named. It was literally named Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they had to change it because there was a lawsuit that Captain Marvel became Shazam.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
but
it's
but there's no Captain Detective Comic.
There's no Captain DC. Yeah, I see what you mean.
There is I guess it's ticky tacky.
It very much is.
Feels
because I think back when Captain Marvel was created, it wasn't under Marvel. I think it was under something completely different. I'm almost positive.
Still, it seems like someone created a character. It was guess what? Marvel's definitely gonna buy our comic book.
Oh yeah, that's kind of how it went back in the day. I don't want the film. I want Carol Danvers. In 1960. Oh no, it was. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah,
as Miss Marvel, as Binary, as Warbird, as Captain Marvel. Whatever.
What do you mean by binary?
There was a character named Binary. I don't know. I'm not looking into that.
Wow.
But that is the name of the second Captain Marvel movie. Is going to be the Marvels. I laughed really hard at, like you were saying, there was so much content that was put out yesterday about this. One channel decided to say, "Oh, is Disney done with Brie Larson? That's why they're calling it the Marvels."
Absolutely
are they going to draw Brie Larson? It's no, guys,
way.
your true colors are showing here. Just calm down. For the love of God,
have you
what are you
doing? Seen Brie Larson's YouTube and Instagram pages recently?
No.
There's no fucking way Brie Larson is staying in that condition.
Oh, is she working out a ton?
Jesus Christ, she's fucking jacked.
Really?
She's
good
absurd.
for her, man.
Yeah, but I'm just what I'm saying. There's no way she would be staying in that peak condition if she wasn't coming back to play Carol Danvers again.
Yeah, dude, it's so dumb.
No one would put themselves through that.
But no, yeah. So they announced some really cool stuff with this Scissor trailer. It's kind of one of those things where you don't really need to get hyped for MCU movies. The hype is already definitely there, but they just do a masterclass in get
marketing.
people even more hyped for their movies.
I have a question for you. Interesting question.
Always.
If Marvel, they can see your feet on the video.
I got ant bites. I'm sorry.
It's kind of gross.
I don't care.
If in the sequel to Captain or Black Panther, if they did CGI Chadwick Boseman, how would you feel about it?
They've already said they won't. I think Feige came out and said that they're not doing
It's fucking cowards.
How would you feel about it?
I
think that'd be a really bad idea.
Just in terms of it would be.
It'd be disrespectful to him and his legacy, and from a public relations standpoint, which you should and shouldn't think about this, because why would people get pissed off? And once you think about why they would be pissed off, it's okay, well, maybe we shouldn't do it for that reason. But people would flip their lids if they did a CG Chadwick Boseman,
even for a couple scenes.
Yeah, the uproar that would cause would be insane. It'd be really intense.
I wonder, like,
and I don't think Feige's that dumb.
You think they should start like putting it into their contracts on, or like it being a negotiating thing, like, hey, if you were to like, you know, have an untimely death, like during production or after production before like a sequel comes out. Oh, okay. Well, put it in their contracts like, hey, you know, do you agree that we can use like a CGI version of you in sequels or whatnot if you happen to like die in between movies or during production or something?
Are you saying like you go to them and say like, hey, like this is a clause that we could use, or it's like you have to have this in here?
No. I'm saying like they go, just say they went to Tom Holland and were like, hey, you know, if you were to like pass away, are you okay with us using like a CGI version of you, and not make it like, hey, you have to agree to this to like get the contract?
Yeah, I think you at least have to broach it just because of what where the technology is now.
Yeah, I think these days it would be smart to
I wouldn't
at least like have that available.
I'd be interested to see if that's already in contracts. I have to think that's somewhere.
When did Black Panther come out?
2018.
I mean, you would think if it was now, it would have been back then. I don't know. I mean, and
because was Carrie Fisher? She was digitally put into Rogue One, right?
Rogue One.
Was
yeah.
she?
No, she's alive.
She was alive back then. Okay.
She's just fucking 40 years older. So.
But then they CG'd her into the last Star Wars movie. Which here's our Star Wars talk for you.
I thought they didn't. I thought they actually just used.
They just used old footage.
No, they did, because they had her daughter as a stand-in.
Yeah.
So they did for a few scenes.
So like they did that with her, but like I think that was one of those things where like her daughter was a part of the production, so it was like she was cool.
Yeah, she had already been in like
whereas
fucking Ryan Johnson's shitbag movie.
Force Awakens. Or no,
how dare you?
Whatever. I'm not saying I don't remember.
Not Last Jedi.
I know.
It is Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, yeah. But like I bet like with his family, like they just don't want that to happen at all. Then you like run into like you're butting heads with the family of this, of the guy that was like arguably one of your top 5 to 7 like actors in the MCU.
Sure.
I don't want to rank those, but like he's up there for sure.
For the African American audience, definitely number 1.
Yeah, but
that way.
Yeah, I'm just saying for like all the MCU, I don't think it's wrong to say it's definitely Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth,
yes,
and then probably Chadwick, and then
I think Tom Holland's ahead of Chadwick Boseman.
I would put Boseman ahead of him.
I would even put Tom Hiddleston as ahead of Chadwick Boseman.
Boseman's at
fucking people are crazy for Tom Hiddleston.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about just like specifically in the MCU. I'm not talking about like out and everywhere.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Yeah, because like how big their characters were to the MCU.
Not just as like an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Perfect. Cool. Awesome. I love you. But yeah, so lots of MCU news, lots of really cool stuff going on there. We are now less than 2 months away from Black Widow. Right around 2 months.
A little less than 2 months.
Yeah. So
yeah. 2 months
very excited about that. And then we are now it'll be a month, 1 month away from Loki. So June 9th. So it'll be
1 month and 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days exactly from today.
4 days.
4 weeks exactly, because it's Wednesday right now, and it'll be a Wednesday then.
Probably 5 weeks.
5 weeks. Cool.
Yeah, I think it's 5 weeks.
Whatever. So we'll definitely be talking about all of that.
He's a school teacher, everybody!
Woo! I don't look at the calendar.
Or do math.
I look at it every day to count how many days are left. So be sure to subscribe to the channel for more MCU news, all of the MCU news, all the MCU reactions to the latest episodes and movies, so that you can be knowledgeable around your friends and show them how much you know about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And speaking of Black Panther, have one of their actors, Michael B. Jordan, to talk about next.
Oh, we're just going to jump ahead of House of the Dragon, Ryan?
Oh, I thought that was really good. Sorry. Roll it back. House of the Dragon.
There's not much to say. Cool photos.
Yeah, Matt Smith looking sexy.
Yeah, very great. All right, cool. So
there really isn't much to talk about.
yeah,
like
there's not a lot. At
there
all.
was
a couple cool set photos.
I don't think they were set photos. It looks like they just dressed.
Oh no, they were like legit photos. Yeah. Like,
was it? They're in production.
Yeah, they just started production.
They were just doing a table read like last week.
Yeah, they really. I think they did the table read and then they were like get the costumes on because like that's a costume photo for sure. They're just like getting stills.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm pretty sure they just got the actors like, hey, get dressed up, go stand up in the middle of somewhere, and we're
go stand on a beach somewhere.
What I was saying is like this is not an actual scene from
the show. No.
This is probably like screen test for.
Very interesting though. On our Instagram poll, the two options were, or for the question, what are your thoughts when it comes to the first Game of Thrones spinoff? First option, season 8 ruined Game of Thrones, which meant like ruined Game of Thrones for me, so I don't give a shit anymore.
Okay.
Or give it to me now. 67% said give it to me now. So the Game of Thrones hype has not really dwindled.
So did season 8 of Game of Thrones like completely ruin Game of Thrones for you?
No.
Okay, good.
No. Good. There are some people who did. It did. But then like they saw the photos today and they were like, let's go! Matt Smith, Rice Ifans, and the other dudes in this show.
Plus like everyone wanted to see way more of the Targaryens.
Oh yeah, which you're gonna get a buttload more.
I want to see a lot of dragons.
Yeah, lots and lots of dragons. But Ryan mentioned it. We were talking about Black Panther. One of the stars of Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan, has a new movie out on Amazon Prime.
He was a Killmonger in Black Panther for you Marvel trivia folks.
He also played Creed in Creed.
It's a very never mind.
What?
That's gonna be really mean.
What?
It's a very one-dimensional actor.
Yeah. But we are going to be talking about
in this movie.
Yeah, we will be talking about his new movie called Without Remorse, which is on Amazon Prime.
Which is not the feeling I had after seeing this movie.
No, not at all. But it is a adaptation of a Tom Clancy book from the 90s of the same name. So Ryan, do you want to give a quick kind of rundown of what this movie is all about?
We didn't really tell the audience why we missed an episode either. Do you want to like hit on that real fast?
Sure. I don't even know why we did.
Fucking like.
Yeah, Ryan has not been feeling great.
Debilitating fucking ear infection.
Yeah, but you were like, what was going on? You felt really bad, and then you were like, my ear is hurting. I got an ear infection, dude. I don't know why that was country. But then you like went to the doctor, and they said you had.
I had swimmer's ear.
Which, explain that to people, because like when you hear swimmer's ear, you're like, wow, you were just in the pool a lot. But like,
no.
Once you explain it, it's way more painful than I was.
Oh, it's incredibly painful. Like, so basically, like, there's a part of your ear that's like so if you put like a Q-tip in your ear,
which don't do that,
but like the part of your ear where the Q-tip goes is called the outer ear, and then you have the eardrum, and then past the eardrum is called the middle ear. So when you have an outer ear infection, the area of your outer ear just gets infected by a bacteria or fungi or whatever, and there's a like protective membrane in the outer ear that like is supposed to fucking protect your ear.
Protect your shit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you get an ear infection, that shit like dissolves away, and so you just have like raw fucking flesh on the inside of your ear, and your ear like swells up really bad.
Yeah. You were in a lot of pain.
I'm telling you, like, I was in probably the worst fucking pain of my life.
Yeah, and you had. Do we want to get into the other part of what was going on this weekend with your Jabo?
Oh yeah, and to top it all off, like it's the end of the month. I'm an accountant, so like the last few days of the month and first few days of the month are extremely fucking crazy.
So we just took some time off. Made sure you were good, but. We're back now.
But anyways, we watched Without Remorse Friday night.
We're gonna talk amongst ourselves off air about what our streaming schedule and like release schedule is moving forward. So we'll have more info on that soonish.
Or are we?
Yeah, we are.
Because we've been like
we've been
all over the goddamn place.
We've been very inconsistent. So we need to get back on a schedule and figure out. Really, dog? We need to figure all that out. But Without Remorse, Ryan.
Yes.
We watched that this past Friday night when it came out, and we will now review it here. What was this movie about?
So this
Which
movie,
it really kind of surprised me that they never said the title of this movie in the movie, but continue.
they didn't.
Yeah, I don't think it ever did.
Okay, so this is like a really convoluted storyline, but Michael B. Jordan plays I'm pretty sure it's SEAL team, right? They're SEAls. I don't know.
Yeah, it's basically like SEAL team.
Or it's Delta Force or something, but he's a special forces soldier, and he is part of an operation that happens in Syria, but it turns out that the target they were going after in Syria ended up being a bunch of Russian people, and so the special forces and the CIA together killed a bunch of Russians, and then like what they were doing there, they're actually like taking a hostage back, so they're rescuing a hostage.
Yeah, it was like a U.S. agent.
I guess it was a CIA agent.
CIA agent had been like captured, so they're getting him back.
So they're rescuing him, and it turns out that it wasn't Syrian soldiers that were holding him captive. It was a bunch of Russians. So they ended up killing a bunch of Russians, and then several weeks later, Russians like start killing the special teams guys that were on this operation.
Which, quick side note, do they ever explain how? Oh no, never mind. I do know now. Go ahead.
Okay, so these special forces guys start getting picked off. When they go to Michael B. Jordan's house, they kill his wife, and Michael B. Jordan fights back and kills all of them except one of them.
Which, like, also side note, his wife is pregnant.
His wife is pregnant, 8 months pregnant.
8 months pregnant, which like, is very key to the story.
Was it?
Kind of. In a
Kind
way.
of, sort of.
Yeah. As key to the story as this movie can do.
Right. So, Michael B. Jordan, he goes on the warpath. He finds a guy that, like, issued the visas to all the Russian assassins. So he fucking goes and kills the Russian and gets arrested.
Yeah, he does it outside a freaking airport.
Yes. Fucking Reagan, Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. So in prison, they're gonna the Russians get to him and kill him, but he actually got a piece of the information from the Russian diplomat before he killed him at the airport, and he found out that the one guy that got away when the Russians went to kill him and his family, he found out that guy's name, and it turns out that guy was this fucking super crazy Russian spy who the CIA had thought they had killed.
Nobody's seen him in forever. We thought we killed him, but
Yeah.
he's alive.
He's alive, and so now the CIA comes up with this fucking crack plan to send their special forces invade Russia to kill this dude, and all types of fucking craziness ensues.
Yeah, which how much into spoilers do you want to go? Because I don't want to spoil too much about this movie.
Oh, I felt like we already kind of spoiled it.
There's one big twist at the very end that we don't need to really spoil, but you see coming a mile away.
I was so delirious while watching this movie.
Oh, okay.
There was
spoilers from here on out.
Yeah, there's certain points where I don't even know what the fuck was going on.
This was my main problem with this movie. Is it's a very generic kind of sleeper cell thriller actiony movie that just has none of that bite that really you need from that type of movie. And some of the guy Pierce plays a character called Thomas Clay, who's a secretary or something.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And he it's all being set up that Jamie Bell's character, who goes on the mission to save this guy, is the real bad guy, or he's the guy that everybody hates.
Who's the lead CIA guy?
Yeah, and he's and Michael B. Jordan is just always at his throat, and he hates him. But then they reconcile towards the end, and he understands what he was doing. And it's just dude, you see this coming so fucking far, and it's set up in a really kind of weird way, and they just go to Russia and they blow shit up, and then he gets back, and he's figured it out, and he goes and finds Guy Pearce and drives him into a freaking ravine, and that's the movie.
Into the Hudson River,
whatever, man. But this whole movie, while I was watching it, was this is one of the most boring action movies I've seen in a while.
Yes.
And that's really hard to do in an action movie of any sort, but one that's from Amazon Prime, where they obviously put a ton of money into this. I was really surprised by how just kind of vanilla and basic it really was. And Like I saw somebody talking about it, like, oh yeah, like Michael B. Jordan, like still did a good job, but the rest of the movie didn't cut. And it's like,
no, not really, not even that.
Do a great job. Like some of his acting is some of the most melodramatic, like wooden shit I've ever seen, and what he was trying to channel is this character who has lost his wife and unborn baby, but like all I'm getting from that is just like crazy kind of like off-hinged psycho dude, like
right,
which that can come from losing your family, like don't get me wrong, but like it doesn't feel like a natural progression from losing his family to that. It's just a very odd like way of going about this story.
Yeah, it's super weird because like I don't know if Amazon like has gotten a deal where they like have gotten exclusive rights to the Tom Clancy material or whatever, but Jack Ryan is a Tom Clancy story. They've done Jack Ryan like incredibly well. That show was really, really, really good, right? But this was not only was it probably one of Tom Clancy's like weaker storylines, but it's it's kind of a weaker storyline, weaker writing, paired with very, very subpar acting performances, right? Mm-hmm. Like the best acting performance in this movie, in my opinion, was Jamie Bell's character, the CIA agent, right? Like he
he
really didn't have to do much. He just had to act like a no nonsense, I don't give a fuck CIA agent, right?
Which he has like that really, really good scene in the safe house where like he thinks they're all dead and he gets like put up against the wall and that's a good scene by Michael B. Jordan too, because like they're acting really well off of each other, but he like chokes him out basically. Like that's a really like kind of hardcore scene.
Yeah,
but
Michael B. Jordan's performance was like I would say pretty subpar. Guy Pearce's performance was about the same. The actress who played Michael B. Jordan's superior officer was like complete dog shit. Like that was just
she was bad.
Really, really bad.
And Guy Pearce wasn't that great.
That's what I said. Like Guy Pearce was really subpar.
She was played by, that was his wife, Jodie Turner-Smith.
Yeah, it was just...
She played Karen. And then they had the weirdest, like, casting of all by having the guy that the CIA thinks has been murdered and is like an all-time assassin.
All-time, like, Russian fucking operative.
Is played by the dude that was in Stranger Things. Was he? No, he wasn't Russian. As, like, a kooky conspiracy theorist, like, comedian, like, comic relief type thing. Brett Gelman.
He's amazing in Stranger Things.
Great actor, but, like, in this they attach a suicide bomb vest to him.
Spoilers.
And have him, like, dump exposition to Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
Like, that scene to me, like, as soon as I saw who it was, I was just like, what? No.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like, again, Tom Clancy has so much material out there.
Yeah.
And because, like, the vast majority of film or TV adaptations of Tom Clancy's material has done pretty well, like, Amazon's gonna milk that cow, like, as far as it'll fucking go.
Forever, yeah.
But not all Tom Clancy material is, like...
Needs to be adapted. And this was, like, a perfect example of something that should have never been adapted. Because if you look at the fucking storyline, basically the storyline is the U.S. government, needed a new bogeyman, so they're trying to start a war with Russia because, like, the country wasn't united, and so whatever Guy Pearce's character was, like Secretary of Defense or whatever, he was orchestrating this, like, this basically, like, we're gonna fucking, like, kill a bunch of Russians in Syria, and then the Russians are gonna come into America and kill a bunch of our Americans, then we're gonna dump CIA operatives into Russia, and we're gonna kill a bunch of Russians, and, like, through this series of, like, teeter-totter, eventually there'll be a war between Russia and America, and that will unite America. And, like, god damn, like... Which I think that's, like...
This is such a... It's such a far-flung, like...
Oh, it's super far-flung, but I think the message of, like, America is always the most united when we have like a common enemy outside of the United States.
It's perfectly true.
That's
yeah.
super true. But I think
There's like the motivation of a like really, really poorly written like comic book character, not
I see what you're going.
not a hyper realistic like spy drama.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but I think if you did that in a certain way, like that justification would work really well. But
I mean, yeah, if this is like a campy fucking 1960s Bond movie, sure.
That's what I'm saying, but I think like if it's done way better, it could be good. But like in this context and like the way that they went about doing it, it's really lazy and just really freaking basic.
Yeah.
So, but real fast, this was actually bought by Amazon last summer from Paramount Pictures.
Okay.
So like Paramount knew that this wasn't they probably knew that this wasn't going to be good, and they knew that they couldn't put this in the theaters and make money, especially with like COVID going on.
Oh yeah.
They're like, let's just give this to Amazon. Amazon will give us and like recoup our whatever our budget was, and we will go about our day.
That makes sense. So
not
to say though, there were some really, really cool action scenes. Like the scene where he kicks the absolute shit out of a bunch of like prison / SWAT guards.
That was pretty dope.
That's cool. Like when the plane gets shot down by a Russian, like the plane, they're trying to like sneak a commercial jet into Russia, and they were gonna like jump out of the commercial jet.
Yeah.
And then a Russian fighter jet comes in and like, hey, you need to turn the fuck around. We're gonna shoot you down.
Yeah, we don't trust you for a second.
And the Russians shoot the plane down. Yeah.
Which that's super cool because like it hits the water and like they're inside the cabin and it's like turning.
Starts to turn, like it breaks in half and starts to like turn.
That was a really, really dope scene. But like there's so many of those. There's so few of those in the movie that it just like it doesn't work well.
Yeah, and by the time you get to the final scene where like Michael B. Jordan is fighting his way through this huge apartment building in Russia, and like he's getting shot up multiple times, and like somehow he escapes. But time you get to that point in the movie, you're like, I don't fucking care at all.
I don't. Yeah,
this is absolutely absurd. Like, there's no way he should get out of this, but somehow he fucking does.
Yeah, he uses the what did I say? The professional
trick
where he dresses up as one of the like soldier cop guys and like gets out and steals an ambulance.
But just think about that whole fucking like scene for a second, right? He starts at the ground level. He works himself up to like mid level. He then finally gets to the roof where he fights around on the roof. He jumps through his sunlight. Somehow falls. Then fights his way down, all the way down back to the floor level, then is able to like, I don't know, he sets off like a fucking huge explosion and then sneaks out in a Russian soldier's like uniform. It's the fucking most absurd like fight scene I've ever seen in my life.
It was pretty sad because I was excited for this movie, but like it just did not live up.
Yeah, the trailers made it look really cool, but
yeah, good on that trailer editing company. They got their money's worth.
Yeah.
Ryan, what would you give this movie on a max Jindo head rating scale?
Okay, so like in normal circumstances, I would give this like a 2.75.
Yeah. Like
added with like the extreme agony I was in while watching this movie, I'm gonna have to give it a 2.25.
Okay, I'll give it a 2.5.
Yeah.
It's just bland, not creative whatsoever, which like you don't really ever really go into an action movie expecting, but like you do expect really great fight choreography and like set pieces, which this just does not have. It's as basic as it gets with an action movie.
And you expect more from Amazon. Like it makes a lot of sense that Amazon bought this from.
Yeah, like they did not produce
studio.
this. So like that makes if knowing that now, it makes a lot more sense. But that is on Amazon Prime. If you are inclined to check it out, it will be available everywhere. It is available everywhere.
It is
right
available
now.
everywhere. Yeah.
So if you want to check that out and support Michael B. Jordan, you can definitely do that. Ryan,
that was fun.
Another episode down. Thanks to you to everybody. Seriously, we really appreciate you guys checking this episode out. We will be back soon with our 99th episode. Remember to check out our Furloughed Film Talk Instagram at Furloughed Film Talk. Subscribe everywhere on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as we're on Twitter at Furloughed Film. But be safe. Have a great Cinco de Mayo, and we will see y'all next time.
Adios, amigos.